From red waves and blue walls to a whiteout in New Mexico today, we are staring down another winter storm moving into our state right now.
And this was the scene in Rio Rancho on the west side today. It's still technically fall, but this is kind of putting us in a little bit of a Christmassy mood.
Yeah, we'll say that. Just judging from our live cameras across the state, it certainly looks more like January out there. But, you know, as fun as it is to look at, got to warn you about the hazards on the way. We're talking about Raton Pass here. You can see that throughout the day, conditions have only become more slick as this big storm system approaches New Mexico. It's 28 degrees with slick driving in that location. This is live video from our Buffalo Thunder Pueblo Huaque camera, where it is snowing beautifully within that area. But keep in mind, slick travel is really becoming the norm throughout the state. Snowflakes falling in Santa Fe and also live right now in Rio Rancho. So yeah, you know that when it is in the beginning of November and we see live snow falling across most of our cameras, that this is going to be something special. 35 degrees right now, and for the rest of the evening you can count on that rain switching to snow. Some of that could be heavy at times, and also wind is going to play a factor. We're getting those canyon winds moving in. So this is a setup right now. The storm system is still swirling over the four corners, but the active side of the storm is just pummeling the North Mountains. We could get feet of snow out of this system, and if you're wondering where, well, anywhere in the northern area of the state, from I-40 to the north. Now, we're going to be getting into some specifics here, but just keep in mind that with this major winter storm, some areas receiving up to, several feet of snow, but also there are power outages likely, and I want to make sure that you're prepared for a multi-day power outage event. This is one of the times to, a little bit earlier than normal, got to be ready for having no electricity at your home because of the snow. Well,
and definitely just the accumulation that you guys are predicting for the metro, which is pretty rare. I mean, some school districts already getting ahead of themselves, sending the parents messages, getting the plans lined up in case there's a snow day tomorrow.
Yeah. Kind of weather that makes you just want to stay at home, curl up with a nice book, but it's tough to make a living that way, so not always an option.
It just turns out I love talking about this stuff. So we are going to be keeping track of that for everyone. And in fact, we have our meteorologist, Brandon Richards. Hey, Brandon, you are in Las Vegas. I'm glad that you made it safely. Hey, tell me what you have been seeing on the way up there and what things are looking like now.
Well, Eddie, on the way up here on I-25, there were stretches where it was pretty treacherous, especially near Glorieta Pass, the common areas, but that's higher in elevation. Like you said, we're here in Las Vegas. Behind me is one of the New Mexico Department of Transportation's headquarters here in Las Vegas. We just saw 2 trucks already go out and get prepared for what's going to be a pretty big storm for the Las Vegas area. Now you see the snow coming down, it's pretty small. I would say this is more dry snow, and I'll have my photog Joey point down. You see toward the ground there, it's still pretty dry, just wet. But if we look toward one of the cars here, this is just one of the elevated surfaces already accumulating that snow. But the problem is it will not stay just on elevated roadways or on elevated things like this. By the time we get towards night, when temperatures plummet, Eddie, we're expecting snow to start accumulating on the road. So whatever you're doing, if you're here in the North Mountains, I'd say if you're out, wrap it up pretty soon and get back inside before this really starts sticking to the ground. Meteorologist Brandon Richards, KOB4 Weather.
Thank you, Brandon, and stay safe out there. You've already seen some of that live video. We also want viewer videos to send us so we can show during the newscast. Remember, you play such a big part in helping show and tell the weather story. So head to KOB.com and click on the Share For link to upload your pictures and video.